Hey y'all, gang, I'm back. It's been a while, about what, 3 months? But I'm back, y'all. I had been taking a mental break because life, life. It's a son of a bee sometime, but we gotta roll with the punches and keep on moving. Today we're gonna talk about my experience as a teen mom, and we just gonna jump right on into it because I was just coming out of Whole Foods, and I just thought about it. Like, Lord, I always dwell in the past. Why do I do this? And some just hit me. I'm still in the parking lot right now, as a matter of fact. But some just hit me like, you gotta get out of that, girl. Like, that happened. It happened for a reason. That's your testimony, And can't nobody take that away from you. God gave you a test for a testimony. Well, I was 19 when I got pregnant with Bryson. I'll never forget. My grandmother was still living. Life was great. I was going to Grambling State University. And if anybody know Grambling, I stayed in some greenhouses by the campus. So if anybody know Grambling, where the baseball field is, right across is some little apartments that go down this little steep hill. And there was some nice little apartments. They was newly renovated at the time and stuff. And away from me, I had one of my high school classmates who I actually used to kind of sort of date or whatnot. He stayed right across, but we ended up being real good friends. We ain't dated for nothing but like a month, so it wasn't nothing really. We had been knowing each other from since kindergarten or whatnot. So, we were just like this anyways, whether we dated or not. Anyways, I called myself gonna bring my boyfriend at the time. Now he my husband, but I brought my boyfriend to school with me, and we having this good old time. All my friends here. Y'all heard that? There was some gunshots. Okay, maybe I'm tripping because that's all I hear about my house. But anyways, and I live in a supposed to be rich neighborhood, not. But anyways, back to it. All my friends was there. I mean, everybody that I hung out with in high school, baby, we went to Grambling. That was the place, honey. We was thugging. At the time, you couldn't tell me I wasn't a thug. I was one of the guys. I dressed like a girl. I acted like a girl. But I was with the boys 24/7. From high school to my college years. Okay, so we drinking every day after class. We turning up, going to parties, doing during the week, everything. It ain't no studying, and I never been the one that had to really study. Anyways, one day I go to class, and I'm in chemistry class. I don't feel well at all, and I sit by this guy. Me and him was cool. His name was Jonathan. We got cool from chemistry or whatnot, and I just didn't feel good. I kept putting my head down, and he was like, girl, you need to pick your head up. He was like, what's wrong with you? You been coming to class a couple of days and you just lay down. Like, what's up? He was like, you need some help or whatnot? I'm just like, nah, I just don't be feeling good. I be having these bad headaches or whatnot. And he joked like, girl, you pregnant? I'm like, hell no. Like, nah, I ain't pregnant. So I laughed it off or whatnot. And when we got out of class, I took me something, and I went and got me a 24-ounce strawberry. Every day I was gonna get me one of them when I was done with my classes. So I got me one this particular day. This darn strawberry made me so sick. Oh my God. I ain't think I was gonna make it. But anyways, made it through that day. And I would cook every day, so I was like, it had done got late by then. Like, after I drank the strawberry, got sick, I laid down for a while, and I had done got to feeling a little better because it was getting later in the evening. I was experiencing morning sickness and didn't know that that's what it was, because to me, I couldn't be pregnant. My mama told me, you gotta be out there shot by the year before you get pregnant, this, that, and the third. I only had done missed one shot, so I'm like, I can't be pregnant. That shot's still in me. I tell her all the time, girl, you tricked me. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You tricked me. You told me that I couldn't get pregnant, and I did. But anyways, that'd be just a little joke for us or whatnot, and we laugh about it. Anyways, I got up and I started to cook, and the food made me so sick. I just did not feel good. I didn't feel good at all. So I went and laid down, and I said, well, the next day I'm gonna go get a pregnancy test. So I didn't tell my boyfriend that I think I was pregnant or whatnot, because he's gonna say I'm tripping. He always be like, girl, you overthink stuff, you tripping, you ain't pregnant. So I called my auntie. Me and my auntie, we best friends. Like, my auntie, my mama's sister, like, been here with me since day one. She don't want nobody talking about me, doing that to me. It's just been like this since I was little. She actually really helped my grandmother and my mama raise me, gave me the world even before she had a child. But anyways, I called her and I was like, oh, I don't feel good. I've been having these bad headaches. She was like, come home, Pooh, come home. Mind you, I still ain't told her I think I'm pregnant. I ain't told nobody I think I'm pregnant. So I get to my grandmother's house. We always sit outside. And my grandma's house, on the side of her house, is real shady, because my grandma got this big white house, and it's real shady. So we sit out there. My grandma would fry fish outside, okra and stuff like that. They had built like a pit in the ground, and they'll fry fish and stuff, you know, outside and stuff. So my auntie, one of my grandma's sisters, came up there, my auntie, and I had my head down, and I'm like, oh, I'm spinning, I'm swimming in the head, I just don't feel good, and I'm nauseous. And she was like, y'all really need to get her, my grandma's sister was like, y'all really need to get her seen about, because this girl been having headaches, I know, for like a week or two, y'all been saying. And oh, she just don't look good. She don't look good. They was like, baby, go in the house and get you a BC. And I was getting up to go get a BC, and my grandma was like, ain't nothing wrong with that girl but pregnant. Ain't nothing wrong with Pooh but pregnant, because they call me Pooh. And I'm like, girl, I'm not pregnant. Like, that's how me and my grandma talk. Like, that was my bestie. So we talk like friends. I'm like, girl, I'm not pregnant. Oh, like, and I get up and I go get the BC. She come back out. I come back out. She was like, I ain't worried about nothing Pooh talking about. She pregnant, and that's that. I know. I raised too many kids and been around too many pregnant women. I know when I see a pregnant woman, she pregnant, and that's all it is to it. So I just let her talk or whatnot, and I went in there and I told my aunt, and my aunt was laughing. She was like, oh, good, y'all stay into it. So 3 or 4 hours passed, and my mom come up there and want us to ride to Bossier with her. I'll never forget. And we went to Bossier. Oh my God, child. I was so freaking sick. We went out to eat. I'm trying to force this food down, because now my grandma done said I'm pregnant, so I know I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh man. I don't know why it got so dim, didn't it, child? Hold on. I don't know what changed. I guess the sun. But anyways, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm pregnant. If my grandma say I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant. So I'm still trying to make myself eat, so they won't say nothing else about me feeling sick or whatnot. But when we get in the car, I get motion sickness and everything. By the time we made it back to my hometown, Minden, from Bossier, man, I was like, y'all got to stop at the liquor store and get me some skins and a pickle. And my grandma said, oh, that's the confirmation. Skins and pickles. Oh, that girl pregnant. Yes, she is. You're pregnant. And my mama still ain't saying nothing because she don't take nothing serious like that. Like stuff that's supposed to be serious, she be like, well, that's her baby. I don't know what to tell her. You know, that's just who she is. And my auntie was just like not saying anything. So the next day, it was going to be this was a Monday. The next day, it was going to be a Tuesday. And I think Tuesday or Wednesday, I could go to the health unit in my little small town and get a pregnancy test, and it'll be free if you're pregnant and $10 if you're not pregnant. So my auntie, she called and made the appointment the day we got back home. The evening we got back home, right before they closed, she made the appointment for me to go the next day. And she was like, we just finna see. And when we got in the car one night, it was just me and her. When we got in the car one night, she was like, you pregnant, Pooh. If mama say you pregnant, you pregnant. I'm like, I don't want to keep hearing it. Y'all getting on my nerve. I'm bratty. So, like, they just let me go because they know I'm real bratty. So, I'm like, y'all getting on my nerve. I'm not pregnant, girl. I ain't pregnant. So, I went to pee one night. It took them forever to come. Now, I'm looking at her all book eyes. She was like, I'm like, girl, I ain't pregnant. I'm finna prove y'all wrong. The woman came out and said, well, it's going to be free today. And yeah, I'm back. My alarm for my baby food went off, so because I'm recording on my phone. But I almost fainted, y'all. I was like, oh, it's free. I already knew what time it was. She was like, here your week appointments, here this, here that. You gotta call the women's clinic to get an appointment to see how far along you is, this, that, and the third. Girl, I'm not soaking this in. At all. Like, what? But anyways, that's how I found that I was pregnant. So I gotta tell y'all this. My auntie is so messy. She made sure to call and tell everybody. I just found out 5 minutes ago, and she was like, can I call and tell Taka? That's my cousin. And she about the same age as my auntie, just a little older, so they like real close. Oh, and now she was like, can I call and tell Taka? I was like, yeah. She was like, she got off the phone with Taka. She told Taka I was pregnant, this, that, and the third. Girl, Pooh is pregnant. Girl, yes, we at the women's clinic right now. We hadn't even bagged out yet. And she was calling and tell people. So by the time we back out, I look over, she calling my grandma. I'm like, oh Lord. Yeah, the whole world finna know about me being pregnant or whatnot. So that's how I found out I was pregnant, y'all. Lord Jesus. I know at the beginning I said that I was gonna tell y'all how being a teen mom was, but I had to get that out first, how I found out I was pregnant, right? So that's how I found out I was pregnant. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna tell y'all how being a teen mom actually was. It wasn't that bad, but okay, y'all. So this part 2, and this part is actually being a teen mom. So being a teen mom is no joke. Like I said in a previous video, I got pregnant with Bryson at 19. What I didn't tell you guys is that I had Bryson at 19 as well. So I turned 19 in July. I got pregnant in August. I had him the following year in May, right before my birthday. So yeah, it was hard. So when I had Bryson, it was his dad and my auntie in the room. The pregnancy part was kind of hard. I was back and forth to the doctor, not feeling good and stuff like that. But the delivery was the easiest thing ever. The delivery, it didn't take a long time. I think I was in the delivery room every bit of 20 minutes. Bryson was here. They was cleaning me up. So the delivery, that went all bad like everybody else experienced. I thank God for that. I'll tell y'all about the whole delivery and getting the epidural and stuff in another video. But being a teen mom broke me down. It took me through some stuff I didn't think I would never experience in life. Let me start from the top. Okay, I'm 5 months pregnant. This January, well, I'm 6 months pregnant. January 18th, my grandmother died. Mind you, I'm still pregnant. My grandmother died. Never in my life had I not been with my grandmother or not talked to her every day. So that put me in a dark place already before I even had this baby, because I'm expecting my grandma to be in this delivery room. I'm expecting her to walk me through this thing called parenting, because my mama don't even know how to parent. I'm the only child, so my mama don't know how to parent. My grandmother raised me, you know, basically with my mama. I could go home anytime I got ready and stuff, but I liked it to be with my grandmother. My grandmother did everything for me, like for as love and support wise. If I got sick or anything, I was going to my grandma's house. So I was just trying to imagine how I'm finna have this baby without my grandma. So I was going through that. That put me in a depression. This was January. Okay, come May, I have Bryson. Bryson came out sick. He had a milk allergy, but at the time we didn't know it was a milk allergy, and he had GERD. I'm talking about like 2 hours after having him, he had GERD and a milk allergy. We would feed him and everything would just come back up in his nose, in his mouth, out his nose, out his mouth, everything. So it would scare me, and then it would choke him so bad till he wouldn't be able to breathe. He'll just like stop breathing. And this all while we in the hospital. So mind you, I'm a new parent. I'm the only child. So I never had to really raise any kids or anything. I used to babysit and stuff, but I didn't have to raise a child. This is gonna be my first experience, and I'm kind of by myself. Bryson dad was there, yeah, but this is his first child as well. My mama would come in and out after she get drunk. We're gonna talk about that too. Like, she came to the hospital and was so drunk she almost dropped my damn baby. What's wrong with you, lady? But anyways, that's what I'm saying. He had GERD or whatnot and a milk allergy, so he was sick right out the gate. When I had Bryson, he was 6'1", but by the time we left the hospital, he was like 5'11" or something like that. He had lost so much weight. Let me see what they do. I don't know. I'm getting worried because they're getting out of line. But hold on. Oh, I'm like, what the heck? There's some crazy weird stuff going on. But anyways, so yeah, the day come to where I can take him home. He 5'11", you know, if you over 5 pounds you can go home. So he 5'11". This started the time for rough times. Do you hear me? I couldn't have got through it if it weren't for my auntie and my cousin. My auntie TD and my cousin Taco really got me through these times. So I get home or whatnot, he's sick, but they teaching me the ropes or whatnot. They way older than me. They like, I'm 28 now, so they like 39 and like 41, 42. So they teaching me the ropes or whatnot on how to parent. Come 3 months, we're gonna fast forward all the way to 3 months. Bryson daddy leave. You hear me? He leave. He left us by ourselves. So it was a dark place already because my granny had passed, and I had never in my life been without my grandmother guidance. And then you up and you want to go. After I just had this baby, I'm still going through postpartum and all of that at 3 months. So he leave or whatnot. And I had money saved up. As a matter of fact, I had like $16,000 saved up in my bank account. He over here. He know. I had like $16,000 saved up in my bank account, so money was good. That wasn't an issue. The issue was I didn't have help. So, and I had a sick child. So, and my mama was in Houston, so I barely saw her. I may have saw her every 3 or 4 months. But anyways, he leave when Bryson is 3 months or whatnot, so it leave all the weight on me. Bryson really couldn't, he was going to daycare, but he really couldn't do daycare because of the GERD and stuff, and they really didn't know how to see about him. They would lay him flat on his back. He'll be aspirating with like milk coming out the side when I just pop in to go check on him and stuff like that. So I would pull him out of daycares and stuff, back to back to back, because daycare just wasn't the place for him, because they was real lazy. They really didn't care about our kids. Yeah, so from 3 months to a year, me and Bryson dad, from age 3 months to a year, me and Bryson dad was not together. So I said, oh, I need some help, you know. But I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get some help. So this boy I always have been wanting to talk to me or whatnot. I'm like, shit, yeah, he gonna be my help. So I started talking to this dude from a little small town called Ringo or whatnot, and he helped me so much. And I tell everybody this, like, I can't stand him, but he helped me so much. So that just goes to show you that he do actually have a good heart. He's just a thief. But anyways, we'll get to that in another video. He would like help me change Bryson. He would watch him while I take a shower and stuff, because remind you, it's just been me and Bryson. So Bryson was so attached to me, I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't cook without him. I couldn't take a bath without him. He had to literally be on my skin while I take a bath. So half of the time I was like, had him right here on my chest, and I would run, you know, the bath water just to come up by my waist, because it was just me or whatnot. And he came and he would like hold him while I take a bath, hold him while I cook at least, and then I get my baby back. So most of the time my baby was with me. He could run to the store, run errands for me while I sit at home with my baby. I wasn't having to, it was cold at this time, so I wasn't having to put my baby in, get my baby, dress him up, put him in the cold and stuff like that. You know, he would do it. But I actually ended up, me and him were being cool or whatnot. There was a lot of help, but it came a time with, it was just too much. So it was back to me and him stopped talking. I told him like, no, this ain't gonna work. Me and him quit talking, and it was just back to me and Bryson. Back to the basics. Bryson ended up, when he was 9 months, he ended up having his first seizure. Lo and behold, my mom was here, thank God. So she was trying to give me like a little break. It was her turn, so she was gonna get him for like an hour. And I kept telling them like, my baby hot, and he ain't never this hot, but he real hot. I'm like, it gotta be something. And they was like, girl, that baby ain't got fever. I'm feeling his head. He ain't got no fever. Go on and go to sleep. You worry yourself to death about this baby. Go on and go to sleep. You're gonna be fine. 30 minutes after I went to lay down to go to sleep, my mama was screaming, hollering, hey, Pooh, come here, this baby having a seizure, And I walk in on my 9-month-old baby, and he like, I'm like, oh my God, like I never saw nothing like this. She was like, his body is like so hot, it's burning my skin. So she was like, go get a towel, a cold towel, and wrap his body up. By the time I went to get the cold towel, my mama gone with my baby. So she gone with my baby to the hospital. So by the time the ambulance and stuff get there, mind you, when I'm going to get the towel, I'm calling 911. So by the time they get there, she already gone to the hospital. So I had to get in the car and, you know, go to the hospital or whatnot. By the time I got there, he was fine. He was up, and he wanted some mashed potatoes. So he was eating mashed potatoes or whatnot. Now this started a journey of anxiety. Now I got like PTSD. I got anxiety. It was like, because I'm thinking in my head, like, everything that can go wrong done went wrong. I lost my grandma, had a baby, the daddy left. He already sick with GERD and a milk allergy, and at the time I still don't know that it's a milk allergy or nothing like that. We don't know what's wrong. And on top of that, he have a seizure. And then my mama here right now, but she finna have to go back to Houston in like a day for work. So it's just finna be me and this baby. Okay, now I'm just all over the place, can't think. I 2 weeks after that, I go out to a place called Cocoa Palace with my cousins. It was around the next January coming back around. So it was my cousin's birthday or whatnot, and we went to Coco's. I got sick with flu. I had flu for 2 to 3 months. I ain't never knew you could have flu that long. I tested positive 2 to 3 months for flu. Mind you, I already have this sick baby that I have to see about. Like, I have to keep him propped up in a carrier. Everywhere I go, I have to take the carrier, because the carrier have pillows in it to keep him propped up so he won't aspirate and stuff. And also, I'm sick for 3 months by myself with a baby. So I'm still pushing through it. I would take him to daycare when I could, when I felt like it. When I didn't take him. One day we at my auntie house, and I have an anxiety attack. I never knew what an anxiety attack was. The only reason I knew that I was having an anxiety attack because one of my other aunties was there, and she had like a thyroid issue, and she was like, "Oh baby, I done had one of those before. You having an anxiety attack." But it felt like I was finna leave this world. I was in impending doom in my head. So this started a long journey. I couldn't sleep. My heart rate was 100 and something all the time. I was going back and forth to heart doctors and everything. After this one anxiety attack, I kept having them. Like, every day I would have 4 and 5 anxiety attacks. I would have panic attacks, everything. And still to this day, I still have them. But this what parenthood started. This parenthood, because I just didn't know. I didn't know how to move. I didn't know how to maneuver. I didn't want to get this wrong. God gave me this baby, and all I wanted to do was get this right. I never got nothing else right in my life, but I knew one thing. I brought him in this world, and I'm gonna see about him, because God wouldn't have gave me him if he didn't want me to see about him. So I had so much anxiety because I didn't want to feel like I was doing wrong. I felt sorry for my baby for me being sick with flu. You know what I'm saying? For all these months and stuff like that. And there was just problem on problem on top of problems. Okay, remind you, at the beginning I told you that I had like $16,000. Well, I still had to pay bills. I still had to pay car notes and stuff. So that's kind of trickling down. I still had to do on my own for my baby. I wasn't getting no monetary nothing. The dad side of the family wasn't taking care of him or keeping him at all. They would just go out in the world, you know, and talk about me. Oh, she ain't this or she ain't that. We ain't keeping no baby this and this, that, and the third. Like, she keeping him away from his dad, and never. Like, I need help. So the last thing I'm finna do is keep him away from his daddy. But I know his daddy is being petty because I went on about my business. When you left, you thought I was gonna chase you. That's how men are. That's any man. They think, okay, I got this. She got this baby now. She tied down. She finna run in behind me. That's not what I did at all. I stood 10 toes down with my baby, and he really would. What he would do is he'll say, "I want to keep him," and he'll keep him for 30 minutes or an hour. But he really wants to see mama. Ain't that right? That ain't right. He over there just looking like, I don't know, I ain't in it. But So they wouldn't keep him or whatnot. My mama don't babysit. My auntie have to work. I ain't have nobody to do nothing. I didn't get no breaks. Remember, I told you them little couple of months that I did with that other guy, I couldn't do it. He had to go on. So it's just me and my baby most of the time or whatnot, and nobody was babysitting, nobody giving nothing monetarily or nothing. So my money, like, it's funny right now. I couldn't work. I tried to work at Walmart, and I had to keep leaving because my baby would get sick at daycare, and they would call me because they didn't have the proper training to deal with him. People would think, oh, that ain't nothing, girl, I got 5 kids. Yeah, everybody different, and it was a toll on me. So I was like, you know what, I'm finna start making this man actually see about his baby. If he don't want to, or we want to run these streets, I'm finna make him. So I actually called his dad one day after all of this, and I had just got burnt out. I called him. I was like, you need to keep Bryson. It was on a Friday. He wanted to go to the club every Friday, but that wasn't gonna happen no more. So it was a Friday. I told him to keep him for a little while. He kept him, but as soon as night fell, he started calling me. Where you at? I didn't answer the phone no more. So I made him spend a night with his dad. So the next Saturday, he kept calling my phone early in the morning. I gotta do something for the church. I'm like, dang, your mama and them down, your sisters there, they can't watch Bryson while you do something for the church. Now you need to come get your baby, this, that, and third. A man. So I went to get my baby, and he threw my baby in the car and said, you unfit B or something like that. Oh, my blood pressure went up to here. It went up to here. So I put my car in reverse, backed away. He was still talking. I put my car in drive, and I tried to hit his ass. I didn't hit him because he jumped on the steps, but I was pushed on edge. I was over edge. I'm already dealing with this baby by myself. You talking noise every time I talk to you and stuff. You belittling me every time I talk to you. You telling me how skinny I am, how sick I look, this, that, and the third. Because I had lost 60 pounds. I lost 60 pounds in 3 weeks. 60 pounds in 3 weeks, I think it was, from the anxiety and stuff, because I wouldn't eat. That's another story for another day. That's a long story. So I just was like mentally messed up. So he ended up calling the police on me. I lost my job. By this time, I'm working at a place called Libby Glass, and at the time, it was making me like good money so that I could see about B. I lost my job. I was on HUD, and I had only been on HUD for like 2 months. I lost the HUD. So I was back at square one. I had to move out and move with my auntie. I didn't know what my next move was. I didn't know what I was going to do, because me and my mom got into it, because by this time, she done moved back home. I got to tell y'all everything, but by this time, my mom done moved back home, and me and her always have bumped head and couldn't get along. So she was like, no, you can't stay here. Like, no, you got to go. Get y'all, go. So it was like, I gotta stay with my auntie and then just figure it out. So then I moved to this place called the Village. The Village, mind you, I just told you my money was getting low. So the Village was like $600 or $700 a month. So I done moved in or whatnot. And then my mom ended up, even though me and her got into it, she ended up coming to live with me. So my money kind of funny, but my mom here, so like she pay a little sum, but I gotta pay stuff too, and I gotta see about B. I don't have no job. I'm tired. I don't know what to do. So his daddy come back in my life, and it make it a lot better, because he started working, and he would pay my half for the bills and stuff, like our half for the bills and stuff like that. And I thought I was getting some relief, but anxiety, I didn't have a hold on anxiety at this time. Anxiety had a hold on me because it was like some traumatic experiences going on with me after I just had this baby with no help, no guidance, don't know what to do. So I would try to get jobs. I would keep them for 3 or 4 days. I would lose them. So I was like, dang, I gotta be with this nigga if he gonna see about me, you know, and my baby will pay the bills and stuff, because that's how I'm thinking in my head now. Like, I got to make sure Bryson good by all means necessary. So we ended up doing it, and then something happened where he lost his job or something like that, and back downhill it went. So my mom was like, oh, I ain't paying no more bills here. I'm getting my own apartment. So she got her own apartment, and we moved in some more apartments called like Sibley Apartments, I think the name of it. And they went up to like $300, $400 for a 3-bedroom. But we move up in now. It's terrible. My baby can't live here. My baby cannot live here. So I'm like, ugh. Like, I can't move here. So after we done put all my stuff in the all our stuff in the apartment, we have to move all our stuff back. So me, my child's father, and my child had to move back with my auntie for just a little while. And then me and him and my baby ended up going to live with my mama. Oh, that was the worst mistake I could have made in my life. Like, me and my mother cannot be around each other too long. Love her to death, talk to her every day, all it on the phone. But being around each other, we cannot. We can't live together. We can't be around each other. That's just what it is. She don't babysit. She ain't never babysit. If she did babysit, it was for like an hour or two, and she looking for you with a flashlight. Come get your baby. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm finna go hang. I'm finna go out. I ain't babysitting. I don't babysit. So that was the type of mama she was. So you can only imagine. I'm being the only child. Never had to deal with siblings or nothing. Get a baby. Thinking I'm gonna have some help. Didn't have none. It was hard. So, and I'm really giving you bits and pieces to keep down the time, but this story can go on for hours and hours and hours. So me and the father of my child, and my child moved with my mama. That didn't work out. So I got mad at my child father. I told him, no, you gotta go. So he left and he went to stay with his sister. So back again, it's just me and my baby. This time my car break down and the transmission go out in my Mustang. I don't have the money now because I done did all this moving, paying bills and stuff, and I'm not consistently working. So I don't have the money to get it fixed. Remind you, it still got a balance on the car, and I had paid the car note up for like, how much I had paid on the car note? It was like $2,000 I paid on the car note or something. And then right after I did that, the transmission went out. Okay, so now it's just me and Bryson by ourselves again. I'm having to walk Bryson to school, rain, shine, sleet, or snow. Like, it was so dreadful sometimes. I didn't even want to ask my mama, like, mama, can I borrow your car? Because I already knew it was going to be draining. And I ain't have parents that be like, oh, it's going to be all right. We're going to figure out. It was like, you need to do something. You need to get a job, figure it out. Put him in daycare, let him stay. And it was just like, oh, like, I just felt like I was in this world by myself. And I ain't have no help, no guidance. And I just felt like everybody pushed me down when I was at my lowest. So, I would just so happen the school was like right across the highway. So I would just walk my baby to school every day, go pick him up from school. I get emotional when I talk about this boy, y'all. So hold up, man. We ain't gonna do no crying. So Christmas coming up now, and I done got a sugar daddy. I'm gonna give y'all the sugar daddy story as well. But I done got a sugar daddy. He older, he cool. He my auntie had a car that was messed up in our my grandmother's backyard, so he ended up fixing the car for me. Like, this man was God sent. He was a blessing from heaven. He got the transmission put in, he got the motor put in, he got the spark plugs redone, everything that the car needed. He got me some used tires for a little Honda. And now I'm like, okay, Christmas coming up, so it's around October, November, and I'm like, yes, Lord, I can go to work and I can finally be able to get back on my feet and stuff, and I'll be able to get my baby anything he want for Christmas. Because one thing about it, he never went without for Christmas. Anything, Christmas, birthday, any holiday, he had everything a baby could imagine, because I'm always make it happen. I'm just a hustler, I'm a go-getter, and baby, when all odds against me, that's when it's my time to shine. So he get the car fixed or whatnot. My auntie working at the Shreveport Times. It's a newspaper company, and you just gotta have your own car. You pick up the newspapers from the newspaper stands, and you go throwing out newspaper. Never in a million years thought Tatega, me throwing out newspapers. What, baby? It is what it is. So my auntie got me a job with her, and I would get in this little Honda and I would roll. I was delivering papers in a place called Spring Hill, Shongaloo, and stuff like that. But it was like about 15-20 minutes away from my hometown, Minden. So I would have to drive up that dark road by myself. Remind you, we had to be there for like 12 a.m. in the morning. And I would get through sometime, supposed to get through around 3-4 in the morning, but it usually would be 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m. because the car would break down on me. It would quit on me on side of the road. It already didn't have heat, so I would have to bundle up in like a million layers of clothes, whatnot, and do what I had to do. I don't know why it changed, y'all. It always do that. I would have to bundle up in like a million layers of clothes to be warm, and I would just go every night throwing newspaper and praying to the good Lord that nobody mess with me. And this place called Shongaloo, like, they so racist, girl. Like, they would get behind me and just run me out the street and just do all type of shit. And most of the time I had to take my baby, because remind you, my auntie doing the delivery route too. My mama ain't finna babysit. If I do leave up and leave him here, I gotta listen to all this fussing. Like, she'll be like, I don't feel like babysitting. Where's Peppy? What he doing? I'm like, oh my God, I ain't heard from this man since he left here, and you doing this. Like, help me. That's what I'm feeling. And she'll be like, I don't babysit. I gotta get some sleep because I gotta go to work in the morning. This, that, and the third. No. So I would get up this long road. Being that it's cold, I put my baby in an all over suit, and I put like 4 layers of blankets over him, because he sleep. It's at nighttime, so he sleep. I put like 4 layers of blankets over him, and I put him on my back seat with a pillow, and he'll usually sleep good. But y'all, guess what? One night we on the road, my window quit rolling down. Quit rolling up. So it'll roll like halfway up and stop. It wouldn't go back up no further than it. And it's cold. My baby in the back seat, we already cold because the heater don't work, and now the window don't work. I'm like, oh my Lord. So I found a side store that stay open like late at night, and I put like some trash bags over my window, and I already had duct tape in here because didn't never know what was gonna break on that car. My mirror was broken, everything on the car. So I did that or whatnot, and we would roll constantly. On the days that my cars broke down, if my mama was at home, I knew damn well she wasn't finna come and give me no lift or no ride home. So I freaking had to wait until my auntie and my grandfather got ready. I got through delivering paper, because my grandfather gonna always look out for my auntie. So my auntie had support. Like, she was the it was just her and her baby, but my auntie always had support. My grandpa was gonna roll with my auntie. Like, she had the support that you would want and you need as a teen parent or whatnot. So he would go with my auntie to deliver papers, and I would be by myself. They'll be all the way on one end of the region, and I'll be all the way on the other end of the region. So it'll take them like an hour to get to me after they deliver their papers. So they'll go deliver their papers. If my car quit, as soon as I get up there, I have to wait all the way until the next morning when some sunlight comes, so my papa and my auntie can come help me. And then sometimes I just would be lucky, and I knew people from Spring Hill, and they would come help me. Okay, but anyways, I got through that. When Christmas came, I was so freaking relieved. I'm like, oh, I'm finna quit. Man, my baby ain't finna be in this cold no more. We ain't finna do it. No. So I quit. Couple of days after Christmas, I called her. Mind you, this is a 7-day job. You never get a break. You delivering paper 7 days a week for however long you work there. I called her, baby, you got to find somebody, because I quit. And she found my cousin ended up going to take my route. But anyway, boom. Whew. Y'all, after this, I really had PTSD, but then I ended up getting a job at Arby's, and I moved by myself again. I moved out of my mom's house, and I moved by myself to a house, like a house, and we used to call it the greenhouse. It was real big on the hill. We used to call it the greenhouse. It's still just me and Bryson. We ain't have no cable, but everything in my house was paid for from my Van Smith. We had TVs and stuff, so what we would do, and Wi-Fi, but we ain't had no cable. We would watch movies, and my phone was even off at first, but my mama did do this. She let me use her old phone until I got my phone on, and that was just only for like 3 days or so. I got my phone back on, but we still ain't had no cable. So me and my baby would go to the library, and we would rent movies at the library, and we would watch movies. And I told my baby, like, baby, we ain't gonna have to do this for too much more longer, you know. But we warm, we got food galore, everything in our house paid for. At this time, his dad is done started coming to get him all the time, because he done moved to his hometown with his daddy people. So he coming to get my baby all the time now. So I got a relief. I'm getting my head back on straight. He coming to get his baby. Like, if I need him to put anything together for the baby, he coming to put stuff together for his baby. So everything falling into line now. I'm in the house 3 weeks. It burned down. It burned to the ground. Saved nothing. The only thing that was kind of saved, well, that was saved was our birth certificates, our social security cards and stuff. And from that day on, I started leaving my stuff in my purse, because there wasn't nothing but the grace of the good Lord. Everything I needed, like his immunizations and stuff, it was in a drawer that did not catch on fire. There wasn't nothing but God. We couldn't even walk through the house because it burned so much to the floors mostly was gone and stuff. 3 weeks after we moved there, after all this hard work and me working so hard every day in and out, it burned. So now I don't care about going to work. I'm still working at Arby's. I don't care. They'll tell you. Anybody that worked with me, they'll tell you. I didn't care about going to that job. I did what I wanted to do when I got there, and baby, I was just waiting on them whenever you terminated me to terminate me. But we ended up moving again. But this time, so many charities reached out to me and gave me $10,000 here, $5,000 here. People was giving, like, sending, like people. This part of my life, like, I just felt the love. Like, people really was coming through. I didn't ask nobody, no nothing. I wasn't gonna ask nobody. Like, my mama was coming through, my auntie was coming through, everybody was literally coming through. My auntie, by this time, my auntie had done went and got me and my baby a little red car. It was better than the Honda. And baby, we was rolling, because my auntie just be determined to see me win. So she went to get me a little red car. We was rolling. We had air now. We had heat in our vehicle. This house done burnt down. I done cried my eyes out and stuff. My baby done cried his eyes out. It scared us. And I give y'all a story time about that, because we missed the house burning down on us just by this little bit of leaving. But that's another story time too. I got a million of them. So we moved to some apartments, and it was only like a week we moved into the some more apartments, and his dad come back with us, and that ended the being alone. So by then I'm 25. So from 19 to 25, I summed it up for y'all the best way I could. And that's what it was. And then me and his dad, we got married. We didn't live happily ever after, because we ended up, after we got married, moving to some apartments in Bossier. Oh, and we're gonna tell you that story time together. You gonna be in this story time? Huh? How long? You gonna be in this story time, Ernest? He's so camera shy. Like, I know what's wrong with him, but he might be in the story time. I don't know. I took it off you. Oh, we went through it. We went through it. So being teen parents and not having your stuff together, thinking you grown, all your friends going out partying, you can't go to not one party. I ain't been to a party comfortably since my grandma died. The day my grandma died, we had just left a party. When we left home, she was all right. When we came back, she got sick. That was January 18th of 2014. I was pregnant. I done been out, but I ain't enjoyed myself like that, because I'm always worried about getting back home to my baby, or I've been gone 2 hours. Like, ain't nobody gonna want to see about my baby that long, this, that, and the third. Like, it was a lot. So if you don't want to put a lot on yourself, because I ain't blaming my mama, I ain't blaming my husband, I ain't blaming my dad, I ain't blaming my aunt, I ain't blaming my grandma, I ain't blaming God, I ain't blaming nobody. I put that responsibility on me when I chose to, well, when I got pregnant. And it's a responsibility I do not regret. I love my child. I see about my child. He come first. I'm gonna do everything for him. I'm not gonna be out in these streets doing what I used to do. I'm really seeing about my boy. And now that I'm 28 years old, it done got a lot better. A lot. That's because I done been through it. I done experienced a whole lot. I done had to be by myself. You know, I done had help, and then I ain't had help, and then back and forth. But what I'm telling y'all young girls is, this is my experience, and I know some people have worse experiences than this, because some people end up being homeless. Get yourself together before you have a baby. Make sure that man gonna be with you through thick and thin, because it was times where I second guessed myself. I second guessed everybody. I just really didn't think. I really went into a dark depression after getting anxiety and being sick and stuff. I went into a dark side of depression that people didn't see. All they did was judge. I had cousins, aunties, uncles, friends, other family saying like, oh, she crazy, she talked to her mama any kind of way. A lot of people won't know until this video what I actually went through. I kept a smile on my face. I wasn't letting them bees in my hometown see me down. When you saw me, I kept a smile. You would have never known. I didn't call everybody. I always go live and tell people what I was actually going through. It was a lot of times I didn't tell my story. I didn't tell my story. When my husband, people would get on Facebook and talk about me like bad and stuff, I respond to them, but still, it be bad. But I still didn't tell my whole story. I still didn't tell my story. I took everything like I supposed to, like I supposed to took it. And it's just a lot I'm just skipping around on. I ain't even tell y'all that I caught 2 charges in the midst of all of this before the house caught on fire and everything. I caught 2 felony charges before that. The one felony charge was when I tried to run over my husband and his mama, petitioned him to lie, like they got up a whole lie about me hitting him with my car, which I did not hit him. And they told this big lie with his mom friend. That was one, but he went and dropped the charges. The second one, I just had to fight in court, and that's when the time I went to jail story. So I was catching cases all while trying to see about my baby by myself. So yeah, it was a lie. And when I thought the world was against me, I had God. I got on my knees every day and I prayed. And I kept the faith, baby. Because if you ain't got faith, you ain't got nothing. All you need is some small as a mustard seed, baby. Just faith small as a mustard seed. And it'll get you to where you gotta go. And looking at me today, you'll never know that I've been through all of this. Because I don't look like what I've been through. See, I gotta show y'all pictures on story time to where I was 100 pounds and now I'm 145 pounds, and it ain't nothing but the grace of the good Lord. So yeah, I went through a lot of changes after I had this baby, after I had my baby and became a teen mom. But at the same time, it made me stronger. And everybody's story ain't the same. This just my story. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. Love y'all. Peace out. Today we vlogging. I just gave y'all story times while waiting on Bryson and stuff like that. But now we picking Bryson up. His daddy don't want to beat my Apple computer in there. There you go. So we finna see how was his day. Oh, she get on my nerves sometimes. Hey, son. You gotta go to football. Yeah. Thank you. How was your day? We recording. How was your day? Take your mask off.
It was.
How was your day? What happened?
I can say
All you can say That means you just had a day. Do you need to go to the store or anything? Because you gotta go to tutoring. Do you want Starbucks or anything before you?
Yes.
So do you want to go to Starbucks or to the store? Because you can get, okay, you want to go to Starbucks.
I want that coffee thing.
Okay, you can get the apple crisp, but you cannot get coffee. So you can get the apple crisp thing, but not coffee. Okay. Why was your day bad? Did you have fights? Who you had a fight with? Hold on, let me get to the stop sign. You say everybody was cussing in the class?
Yes.
But they heard you. How do you get caught cussing?
I didn't cuss.
Oh, I was in the same guy, Lisa. How you get caught? Okay, I'm bad parenting. But anyways, so don't come in my comment with it. I ain't got time for it. Foolish. Okay, come on.
Wait, me?
I thought you got caught. Tell me your story.
I didn't get caught.
Oh, okay. So everybody in the class cussing. Now what happened?
And then started screaming. People were starting to cry.
They was crying.
Started to cry.
Uh-huh.
And one dude said,
They said that bad word. Oh, so he was cussing you out. So you just had to tighten him up a little bit. It ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of straightening. This is my parenting. Y'all don't worry about how I parent my child. He well taken care of. Best to believe it. His daddy don't like that kind of stuff, but you have to tighten some people up sometime. And he had to tighten one of his classmates up today. And if my baby had to tighten his classmate up, then he just had to tighten his classmate up. Okay, so did you get in trouble by the teacher today? Thank God. Did you have any fights today?
well, did I have any fights today?
I don't know.
I
Did
just
you?
told you.
You didn't say it was a fight. You said it was an argument. See, an argument is verbal.
I said a fight.
Okay, so you was punching on folk, and folk were punching on you. We don't need no fights. No fights. At this school, they fight every day. I get. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Camera went off on my phone. They fight every day at the school. I get so tired of going to school. If it ain't fighting each other, it's them and the teachers. Who is 78? But it's a little spicy in here. Yeah, what y'all ain't gonna do is my wig. Cause I showed them fix the front of it. So I got a head on. You ain't telling us how your day went. Okay. I'm bad. So we at Starbucks now, y'all. Bryson loves Starbucks. He want to eat Starbucks every day. You gonna cake pop? He got to go to tutoring. And 9 times out of 10, he don't want to go to tutoring. He don't like. Well, he love going to tutoring. He love tutoring. He love her to death. Like, she really being a help to us. Ooh, y'all. Like, if you in the Houston area, today my day. Oh, he don't go to tutoring today. But I should have asked her if he could come. He got a makeup. He got a makeup thing.
No one come.
I don't know. Well, maybe he. I don't know. So you want to go, B?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can go and go. It's hot out here. Let me see.
And I'm wearing some pants. Just in case.
Your daddy bought you some shorts.
Yeah.
Can I get an apple crisp wrap with no coffee?
What size?
Tall.
Tall size?
Yes, and a Fox cake pop.
So unfortunately, I only have chocolate and birthday cake pops today.
Chocolate and birthday cake pop. Which one?
What is?
Huh?
I didn't see.
You don't want a cake pop? Okay. Well, I guess I'll get a cake pop since he don't want one. Give me birthday cake.
The birthday cake pops.
That's all? Nothing to eat, nothing. That'll be all? Okay. Yeah, that'll be all. Alright. Y'all gotta try the apple crisp coffee. Bryson is not allowed to have coffee, so I tell them the apple crisp frappe no coffee, because sometimes you get the frap, they'll still put coffee in it. It's good. Y'all will love it. It's real good. We come to Starbucks all the time. Okay, well, I'm gonna let y'all go until we get to tutoring. I guess I'm finna call her, and I'm recording off my phone, so yeah. So y'all had to come back and tell y'all this. We at Starbucks. God is good. We at Starbucks. I'm pulled up my Starbucks account, getting ready to pay. I come so much, we get both our items free. Okay, thank you. All right, we got both our items free, and I ordered a tall, which is a small, and they ended up giving him a grande, which is a medium. And we on to some. I love to save, y'all, and I love to get free stuff, but I also will pay. But if it's due to me, I want it. Do you want me to call her and see if you can come today? Okay, let me call you. You feel like going? Okay, yeah. Okay. Let me do that. This is Bryson. Apple crisp. This is apple crisp thing, and then I had a cake pop, but it ain't a cake pop no more. Woo. I had to call the tutoring place he go to be sure that he can come today, because today is one of the days that he don't go. I'm thinking today was Tuesday and today is Monday. I love it because the cake pop is like undone cake batter, and I like undone cake batter. I got the birthday cake. We usually get the Fox, but Bryson said he don't want one, and they was out of it anyway. So. Free desserts first. What you gonna eat, B? Oh, let me turn this off. He watching his phone, so I'm gonna turn it off. Okay, y'all. I want y'all to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Whatever you do, subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe. Mash the subscribe button. Mash the subscribe button. Wherever it said on this side, that side, mash it. Push it. Do your girl that favor. Share with your homegirl. Talk about me. You know, I ain't saying talk about me bad. I'm just saying talk about me. Be like, girl, go over there and check out that girl Chocolate Buttercup on YouTube, baby. She be coming with the content. She have all the good story times, you know. But like, comment, and subscribe, and whatever you do, like I just said, subscribe. I need some lip gloss. Okay, y'all, I'm gone. Peace.